94.9.
The best players in the world and their best plays.
Magic again.
Messi through 4.
Brilliant!
Threads it in. And there's the goal from Pedro.
It's sports on 32 FM 94.9.
Can he play?
The best players in the world and their best plays. It's sports on 32 FM 94.9. After the tactics comes the play.
What's he going to do? Oh!
After the play comes the goal.
Could be the match winner from Lionel Messi. Ronaldo! Aguero, they'll do it. It's a terrific goal.
After the goal comes the uproar. It's sports on 32 FM 94.9.
All right, the stage is set. Munich, that's the Allianz Arena, on the 31st of this month. Inter Milan will be playing against the Paris Saint-Germain in the first official meeting between these two sides when we talk about European football. But how did these sides, how did they get into the finals of this year's edition of the UEFA Champions League? For lots of people, I've seen the conversation saying Paris Saint-Germain, they happen to be the best club yet in the UEFA Champions League for the 2024-2025 football season. Well, are you going by that statement as well? But if you are not, so you have the opportunity also of calling us into the studio to share your own sentiment about the UEFA Champions League thus far as we are in the final laps of the football season. Well, definitely aside from that also, we have some other games across other centers on the continent. Yesterday, it was the Flying Eagles of Nigeria who picked up the not the ticket, but they are in the quarterfinals of this year's Under-20 African Cup of Nations there in Egypt. What do we expect from these sides in their upcoming fixture that's at the Under-20 African Cup of Nations? Well, there is update from the world of tennis as well. For Guinea, this man said, the French Open would actually be his last. French Open or Italian Open, we'll definitely see how that goes for Guinea. But definitely on the show this afternoon, we know that it is the second leg of the UEFA Europa League and also the Europa Conference League games set to go down later today. Well, you ask me, for 3 of the 4 sides in action, maybe their game is going to be one-sided, and it is done already. I'm talking about Tottenham Football Club, Manchester United, and Chelsea. The only tie without a decider yet is the game between Fiorentina and Real Betis in the semi-finals of the Europa Conference League. But later tonight, we'll see how the action goes by. But before we talk about the UEFA Europa League, it's all about the UEFA Champions League. Yesterday, it was Paris Saint-Germain getting that victory over Arsenal Football Club. 2-1. Arsenal's hope for a UEFA Champions League trophy, well, it waits another season. I am Oluwatimilei SAMIES. I have Peter Omo joining me on the show this afternoon. Good afternoon, Peter.
Thank you for having me, SAMIES. Like you said, the stage is set. The UEFA Champions League final is here. How many teams started the league stage? And we're down to 2. One was not involved in the playoff. One was. One at a point in time was not doing well. You thought they were out of it. That's talking about Paris Saint-Germain now. And this will be the first time we will not be seeing a club from Spain, from Germany, and from England in the UEFA Champions League final. The last time this happened was in 2004 when it was Monaco against Porto. But between then and now, you always find either one German or one English or one Spanish team in the final. And this time it's one Italian team and the French team in the final. It's interesting. It's a good time. Jolagwa has been telling me all day and before now that the team, those guys who have been to Munich and won the Champions, they are first-time winners. So the point is that PSG, with that, to win the UEFA Champions League, without gladdening the hearts of Arsenal fans who last night wanted that team to win, didn't happen in Paris, and to see if they are going to support the Parisians when they play in the final in the next few weeks. But it's been an interesting Champions League. Nobody would have said Inter and PSG the final. Nobody would have said that. But here we are. That the two teams, the usual teams are not here. The ones who love to win the UEFA Champions League with ease or with so much swag are not here. And I know we won't talk about Arsenal Football Club, but quickly, I'll probably put something out in the next few minutes. Let me reflect about what happened the day before to Barcelona Football Club. The last time they won was 10 years ago, and that is a long wait for a club as Barcelona Football Club, who had Lionel Messi, Suarez, Neymar, Xavi. So not to have won the UEFA Champions League in 10 years, it calls for a worry. I know for Arsenal fans will be saying they don't even want one at all. But just to share that about Barcelona Football Club. Back to the game yesterday night. You thought in the first 20 minutes, 15 minutes, it was all Arsenal. They all gone blazing. And you thought that goal would come. But it never did. Gigi Donamora stood between them and getting the place in the final. And has been the night of the goalkeepers. On Tuesday, don't forget, it was Sommer who kept Inter in the game and, of course, kind of dragged them into the final. Last night, it was Donnarumma who also did the same for Paris. So, the goalkeepers have been crucial so far in this year's UEFA Champions League. And we'll wait to see how these two will perform on the final. So, we have two goalkeepers who were spectacular. Even David Raya too was spectacular, but his team not in the final. So we'll wait to see how these two will do. Will these two decide the final on May the 31st? Just looks like, if you have the best of Donnarumma, the best of Jan Sommer, then how will these strikers combat? So that's said and done. For Arsenal Football Club, where do they go from here? Nothing again to win. The hopes again will be put in 25-26 football season. The hopes first will be how many players will they get on board? How many players? Do they need players in every position? Do they need a proper backup goalkeeper? Do they need a proper centre half? The wing bags and all that. Strikers, they've talked about that for so many years or for so many windows. How would they go about it? Will the money be there for them to spend? A few players on that side, I've got a few more weeks to leave. Thomas Partey, nothing agreed yet. Krantieri, nothing agreed yet. And so you begin to pick a pocket of them who have not been getting playing time. Will they also go to Tomiyasu, the Japanese? Will he play for Arsenal ever again? So all these questions are all begging for answer. And of course, the man who's making the call is Mikel Arteta. And like I was saying a few hours ago, for me, I think Arteta should go. And if you ask me why, I'll tell you why. SAMIES, for me, 5 years, I think he should go. He has steadied the ship for Arsenal Football Club. Maybe not the man to take them to the promised land. It's just like you say, Moses and Joshua. So he's the one that's taking them out of the land of Egypt, but maybe not the man to take them to the promised land. But some Arsenal fans will not want to agree with that. They want him to stay. But 5 years, let me say this, and I'll say it without missing words. They don't have it. Brings into the dressing room. That Arsenal squad, there's no winner. There's no major winner in that squad, in that side. So what do you need? You need a manager who is a winner, who walks into the dressing room and you command respect. Arteta, I'm not saying he's a low-class manager, don't get me wrong, but I think he has done his best for Arsenal Football Club. He should leave. He has steadied the ship. The club is looking good. The like was telling me the other time, is the second Champions League. Does it matter? It does not. But if it does matter to you, fine, but it doesn't matter to me. 5 years, you have done your bit. Go and let them look for a manager who will come into that dressing room and command the respect. The Arsenal players, you can help me. How many of them have won the UEFA Champions League? 2. So it tells you so much things is wrong with the side. And I feel that if Simeone also is not careful, he might just lose again the final 31st of May. The Inter Milan side, so how many players they have won the Champions? I'm not saying a lot of this work, but there's a way it helps the team. There's a way it helps. There's a way all these things. I mean, you speak the mind. See, it's just like telling a Manchester United who play tonight, just remind Casemiro, you winning the Champions League. Say Champions League, then let me go win the Europa Cup also. There's something that you must work with. And I've asked this question to you, SAMIES, a couple of weeks now about Arsenal Football Club, about mental block. It looks like that is it. I've said this for so many years. It's a mental block team. You can't get to this fight. The other time he was playing Chelsea in the UEFA Cup. They were buzzing into that final, and we saw how Chelsea took them apart. So how long? And I said to Delacqua when we were having this argument a few hours ago, Arteta should win the EFL Cup, win the FA Cup. I know he has won one FA Cup. That was when he joined, and ever since he hasn't. Win the EFL Cup. Lucas, you can boast of something. I don't know how Arsenal fans will feel if one of Spurs or United go win the UEFA Cup, and then they will say with all your graga.
Then Chelsea wins the Europa
Conference. Win the Conference League, and then what will your season look like?
Failure.
And then not even finishing second again to make it worse.
Failure.
It should have been terrible. So that's why I said Arteta has done his best. I know this news is about Arteta must go. It's not out there, but once the season is over, for me, I want them to win something major, because when you see the other teams who have won something, it's taken Arsenal 21 years to win Premier League. 21 years. Yes, they can talk about the invisible, the unbeaten in 1990. Was it 2004 where they won?
0304.
Yeah, it's 0304. That should be 21. Am I right? 21
years ago.
Yes, that's long. So for me, I wish them all the best. Tonight, I know the two English team will be in the final. One also will be in the final. And just saying again, putting it out there, how would Arsenal fans feel seeing Spurs win the UEFA Cup or Manchester United win? In fact, if Spurs win the UEFA Cup, not London, Nigba and boys anymore. The Spurs people will take to the streets. You can imagine what will happen if United should win the UEFA Cup. Imagine what they will say to Arsenal fans. Imagine if Chelsea go win the Conference League. Imagine what they will say to Arsenal fans. In Nigeria here, that's a good way to. But bottom line, guys. We're prepared for the Champions League final, the 31st of May. Race course and Twitter is a place to be. We're almost done in terms of all the things needed to ensure that you have a fantastic show again, unlike what we had last year, the previous year. We'll do it again this year. So, SAMIES,
it's absolutely free.
Yeah, absolutely. You pay no dime. Come, it's a football carnival, and come have fun. The
watch
biggest
party.
Yes, in the Badon here. We'll pay some bills. When we'll come back, SAMIES is here. We'll continue with the show.
Stay tuned to 32 FM 94.9.
Tí wọ́n bá bi ọ́ léèrè pé kí o dárúkọ eré ìdíje géèmù mánigbàgbé tó dángájá, bẹ̀tánù ni ìdáhùn rẹ̀ lọ́jọ́kọ́jọ́. Ó yá tààrà ṣàṣà kí ìwọ náà bá wọn jẹ àǹfààní nínú géèmù alárinrin tó fanimọ́ra ní ìpele pẹ̀lú ẹgbẹ̀rún lọ́nà igba 200,000 owó ìkíni káàbọ̀ àti àwọn ẹ̀bùn mìíràn bẹ́ẹ̀ lọ. bẹ̀tánù ayò ti bẹ̀rẹ̀ báyìí. Forí pípẹ́ tayò yìí o. Ó bẹ̀rẹ̀ látòrí ọmọ ọdún 18 lọ sókè. Alájọṣepọ̀ ẹgbẹ́ Aston Villa ni wá.
You're listening to 32 FM 94.9.
All right, so the argument or the conversation is still going on behind the scene, talking about the level at which Arsenal, they've achieved nothing in the last 21 years. When I say nothing, I mean major trophies. You can't boast of the English FA Cup. Yes, I know you are the record time winners of the English FA Cup. But then, the English Premier League title, did you sell your soul to the devil to go invincible for an entire season? And then, you play an European calendar, European football season, without a defeat. But you got to the finals at the Parc des Princes to lose to the hands of FC Barcelona 2-1. Where does the problem lie for Arsenal Football Club? Well, definitely we have someone on the line calling us this afternoon. Good afternoon.
Yeah, good afternoon.
What's your name and where are you calling us from?
This is 𝐒𝐏𝐿𝐒𝐃𝐑 calling from Soka.
Okay.
Yeah, I think Arsenal should just accept the fact that in fact, saying that they are a monumental failure is an understatement. Seriously, when Chelsea was, listen to me please, when Chelsea was at their worst, when Chelsea had their worst season, they ended up winning the Champions League. But Arsenal has been at the peak of their performance for the past 2-3 seasons, and there's nothing to show for it. No Premier League, no Champions League. They are a monumental failure. They should be ashamed of themselves. So when Chelsea is saying they are the pride of London, I think Arsenal should not doubt that. In fact, they should not.
Some people say, Victor, I like this. I like this angle you bring. Some people are the pride of Europe. They are the pride of the world. London, you can do better.
Okay, probably Real Madrid are the pride of the world. They are the greatest team in the world.
I like that.
But when it comes to London in England, Arsenal does not even come near.
Who is the pride of England?
The Manchester United.
Anyway, maybe it's debatable. How about Liverpool?
And Liverpool, Manchester United and Liverpool.
You can say that.
No, when he says, no, I've had Chelsea people say that. I have people Chelsea people say that the pride of London. Why would they leave the pride of London alone and become pride of England?
When it comes to London, Chelsea is the number one. So Arsenal, that they are already Obade FC.
Wait. I'm okay, Victor. See, I have a few friends in London. When they hear this thing, they say, on what ground do you use the word pride of London for Chelsea? Yeah. Is it because you have 2 Champions League? Is that the reason?
2 Champions League, 2 Europa League.
Is that why you bring this issue of pride of London?
Make Arsenal go win and first now.
No. See, that is a European title. In terms of the league, you don't have what they have. The FA Cup, you don't have
money won't buy you. Money won't buy you.
Let's talk about the league. Let's talk about the league. When was the last time Arsenal won the league?
Okay.
I get that before, no be property.
But then, you said something. You just shot yourself in the foot. You said I get that before no be property. When was the last time Chelsea?
No be property.
Chelsea won the UEFA Champions League last 2020.
Chelsea was the last team. Chelsea was the last team in England in London to win the Premier League.
But now before. So, all those ones still now before.
Now before. Get out before.
Baba now still before. Because 2 seasons have passed. Now before. I really appreciate you calling into the studio. Okay, Victor. But definitely, I'm very sure the audience, they understand that the angle in which we are coming from. It's all about Arsenal Football Club trying to achieve something great, but they are not really there. This is the level of their players. And then you look at our Arsenal squad. I was saying yesterday that they are a bit depleted. You look at Arsenal. And when I watched the match last night, I saw a different. I was hearing so many things that for Arsenal, they claim to have defeated this Paris Saint-Germain earlier this season. And when was that? That was like 4-5 months ago.
Was it last year?
Last year, yes. And you defeated them. And within our last year, do you know the number of injuries that have racked up in your squad? That's one. And then do you know the steadiness or the level of that compact we now have within Paris Saint-Germain? They got a new signing, 𝐾𝐈𝐒𝐿𝐒.
That's just one signing.
That's just one signing. And then we lose Enrique.
Hold it.
Luis Enrique had to settle a bit of...
Hold it. I said yesterday, this argument is what I don't like. Arsenal also had a window of 31 days to sign. They never signed. They were not restricted from signing. PSG went to Naples. Peter, they signed the Georgia.
See, I'm not giving this as an excuse. All I'm saying is maybe for us now going into that game over the 2 legs against Paris Saint-Germain, they felt so complacent that we've done it earlier this season. We can do it again with our eyes closed.
Okay.
But that never happened.
But
never happened.
You guys, Arsenal saw how the same PSG took Liverpool apart. Say whatever you like, penalty shootout.
But you can actually applaud Paris. You
also saw how they took part. So
I asked the question earlier.
Because the argument I've and when I hear that thing, it gets me a little bit annoyed. When they call the German league, the French league, Farmers League. But you saw what the Farmers has done now.
Well, the Farmers are truly
they've done that. And I Liverpool to Arsenal to Arsenal.
They defeated all the English teams they played this season.
Manchester City also. So that's the Farmers League.
I would really want us to listen to the words of 𝐒𝐿 Well, of course, backing up that claim that we are the League of Farmers.
I even thought the other one, maybe after this, the one that Ateta said they were the better team over the team. And then he reacted to that. You take a listen to this first.
It means a lot. Everybody is dreaming with getting a Champions League final, and our first goal when we arrived to Paris was to making history, and we are in the right path.
Inter Milan in the final. Did you watch the game last night, and can you win this?
Yeah, it's going to be tough, but I think they have the same feeling. I think it's going to be an interesting final, very difficult for both teams, but yeah, that's a moment, a special moment for all of us, for them also, and I think they are getting the second final in the last 3 years, which means that they are a great team. But we have time to analyze Inter in deep. Now it's time to celebrate, to try to enjoy, and to have some rest.
You've knocked out all the Premier League opposition in this competition.
The League of Farmers, no? We are the League of Farmers, but sometimes, yeah, it's nice. It's nice. I think now we are enjoying the...
Well, I don't think we need to go for that. We are the League of Farmers. All the English sides they faced off against this season, one by one.
Who call them Farmers League? Is it the English guys, the Premier League people? Who call them Farmers League? Now they can see now that there's no Farmers League.
But Mikel Arteta is claiming that Arsenal happens to be the best team in the UEFA Champions League this season.
He can say whatever he wants to say, but where are they?
They are back in London. But definitely let's move away from that and talk about the UEFA Europa League games set to go down later today. It's all about the second leg where Manchester United will be welcoming Atletico de Bilbao there at the Theatre of Dreams. For Manchester United, they are daring to go this season after the turbulent 2024-2025 season they've endured. Not the best place there in the league standing, but they have a way to definitely, rewrite their season and qualify for the UEFA Champions League. But then, who's going to get into the finals? Tottenham against Bodo Glimt, also there in Slovenia later tonight. Remember, for Bodo Glimt, still the first Slovenian side to reach the semi-finals. Norwegian rather, to reach that semi-finals of that's a major European competition. But for Manchester United, would you say this is done and dusted before they go back to the home of Atletico de Bilbao to play in the finals of the UEFA Europa League? And for Tottenham, no James Maddison till next season. Son, we still don't know his that availability yet for this encounter.
If Spurs can go to Frankfurt and get that result after 1-1 against the German side, they both go to Bodo Glimt, cold and a bit, the weather can be a bit funny. They can hold on to 3-1. If they can even score first, makes it good. If they concede first, hey, just the fans there. For Manchester United, I think they're done. One of the reasons why I think they're done is that Atletico head coach, what's his name now? The former Barca coach, Valverde. Decided to drop both Inaki and Nico Williams back in Spain. So it tells you that maybe they're not really looking, except those things that happen in football happen tonight, which will probably be hard. So it's for them to pay more attention on how to finish well in the Spanish La Liga, where they're fourth, as we speak, after getting the points against Real Sociedad over the weekend in the Basque Derby. So they'll be looking rest a few of these players and push and qualify for the UEFA Champions League, and that will be good for Athletic Bilbao.
All right, for Tottenham, I think you said that this is maybe done and dusted. But then
No, I didn't say that. I said if they can play the same way they played against Frankfurt and not concede first against the Norwegian side, if they concede first against the Norwegian side, might be tough. Good for them is keep it tight, keep it compact, see how it goes minute by minute, and if it ends 75, 60 minutes about, I think they'll be cruising. But on the other hand also, if they can score first in the game, it will be good for them.
All right, at the Stamford Bridge, also in the third tier of European competition, that's the UEFA Europa Conference League. Chelsea would be welcoming Jugagan. That's in their semi-final encounter. 4-1, they won in the first leg. Nicholas Jackson scoring a bracer for himself. We also had Enzo Fernandez, I think, scoring in that game. But I think this is done and dusted. While their manager, Enzo Maresca, says this European glory, winning in the Europa Conference League, would prove that Chelsea Football Club are back. Europa Conference League. Chelsea Football Club are back. Enzo Maresca.
That are back for what?
If Chelsea wins the Europa Conference League.
There will be what?
It means Chelsea Football Club are back.
Back to where?
The big league.
Wait a minute. Wait a second, brother. If they win the Conference League, that's a good one for them. That's a good one. But what will make it better is for them to now qualify for the FA Champions League, which of course is their goal, to play among the big boys. It's 5 in England, and so Chelsea want to find a way to qualify. Winning the Conference League also is back also. They're back, kind of.
If Real Madrid or different clubs don't play in the conference, it's because they don't deserve to play in the conference. If we play in it, it's because it's where we are. We need to start from there.
You know what happened? Let me take you back. Last season, Chelsea were on the verge of playing in the UEFA Cup until United won the FA Cup and they were dragged down to conference. So that's where we find out.
All right, for Real Betis against Fiorentina as well. I think this game is the tightest of all.
Yeah, it is. It is, Samis.
All right, I think we should go now, and this is how far we can go on today's edition of the show, right here on 32 FM 94.9. But we'll be back later tomorrow to discuss some more sporting stories and make it around today in the exciting world of sports. Games are set to go down today on the continent still. It's about the Under-20 African Cup of Nations, match day 5. Match day 3. We'll talk about Senegal, DR Congo, Central African Republic against Ghana. But we'll be here tomorrow by 7:45 a.m. I am SAMIES, your sports captain. I'll see you in the rest of the day, and bye for now.